Gracefully and Frankly is made possible by Sierra Sil, the all-natural joint pain relief supplement that promises you'll feel a difference in your pain in 14 days or your money back. My goalie husband plays 3 times weekly, literally a game changer.
Find them at sierrasil.com, sierrasil, SIERRASIL.com, and get 10% off your order with the code GF.
How about that? New theme. We love it. Hey, you, Happy New Year. I won't stop saying it. I just want to say it to you. Boy, it's good to hear your voice, Lisa Brandt.
You as well, Erin Davis. And here we are. So we're going with episode 53. We're just going to keep counting. Note, making it season 1, season 2. We're all just one big glob of this show.
That's right. Seasons of love. That's us. And of course, we couldn't do it without support of Kathy and Kim at Envy Pillow.
Kathy and Kim know what's going on in our bedrooms. And by that, I mean that in winter, it is so hard to get out of bed. It's so much more difficult when it's dark and it's cold and no one wants to get out of bed. Why should you when you have an Envy Pillow? Except, of course, you probably have to, pay for groceries and stuff. But your Envy Pillow is not only super comfortable, it's kind to your face. Mine is kind to my hair. I get more time out of my hair because of the Envy Pillow. It's true. It doesn't get all messed up and weird. I call it composer hair. You need to get the copper-infused 100% mulberry silk pillowcase under your head as well, because when you're sleeping, that's when your skin is doing its repair jobs. And if you're lying on a crummy pillowcase and it's got bacteria and stuff in it, that's all going to get into your skin. They come in both fitted and standard sizes.
Yeah. Just go to envypillow.com. That's ENVYpillow.com and be sure and use the letters GF for 10% off.
We are going to talk about what's in and what's out. And it's not your typical list. We'll explain coming up.
Yeah, all kinds of neat stuff there. Smartphone addiction. Which gender does it hit harder? As well as the color of 2024 and why it brings out the feelings that it does. Maybe it does for you. We'll tell you about that.
Peach fuzz appears in another way, and that has to do with Erin's Christmas gift from Rob.
Yeah, so by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Way too much information, but that's why you like us, right? And it's why we love you. And we're going to get rolling. Here we go. I know it's a couple of days old, but I never get tired of saying Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to you and to everyone who is listening to Gracefully and Frankly.
Big debate on social media whether it's Happy New Year or Happy New Year's.
Oh, I don't know. I would like to be less pedantic and more just let it go.
Exactly.
For 2024. Can we do that? I mean, I don't mean you and I, shall we try, but is it even possible at this age to kind of let stuff like grammar go? I don't know.
I don't know either. I think some of it we just can't do anything about.
Yep.
And I would rather somebody wish me Happy New Year's than ignore me altogether. So
yeah, or tell you to go to hell. Right. Okay, let's talk because you and I haven't talked. We've texted so much and messaged and emailed over the holidays. But how was your Christmas and New Year?
Oh, Christmas was wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of predictable, but the gifts are never predictable. Like my husband really listened this year and really kind of went all out. He got me some Uggs that I had been admiring, and my brother and I made this little deal. We would get each other something that we've been eyeballing but haven't quite pulled the trigger on ourselves. So he got me a couple of bonsai trees. Oh. They're really cool. And I thought I wanted to grow one from scratch. And then he very wisely went to this bonsai store and they said, it will take a good 10 years for it to look like anything.
Hey, ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. So just get her one. You have to mess with it every day. I mean, you have to be working on it every day. So that was a good plan. So what about you? What was your Christmas like?
It was frenetic. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
We pulled out all the stops and we had a wonderful Christmas Eve here at the house. Played games. We did this thing where you put on a blindfold and then you use a kitchen flipper to put bows into a bowl, which is so much harder than you think. And we played the Benny Hill theme, Yakety Sax, and everybody did it. And it was hilarious. We had such a good time doing that on Christmas Eve. And there were presents, of course. And we did a pass the present game, just something that I wrote a few years ago, pass it to the left, pass it to the right. We did that. And then Christmas morning was at their house and presents were opened. And then Rob and I came home and opened our own where it was a little quieter. Then we had our dinner Christmas night. New Year's Eve was dancing to YMCA because I've taught the kids that. And watching TV, watching the ball drop on CNN, and still wondering why Andy Cohen, but that's just me. Is Anderson Cooper actually fading away? Like I almost can't see him anymore.
Yeah, I think he's getting transparent.
I think he is too.
Andy Cohen's a producer too, right? He's not just a talent. So
yeah.
Maybe he's got something to do with putting himself on the show. Who knows? But
who knows? I miss Kathy Griffin. She had a terrible New Year's, but spent it with Jane Fonda after she and her husband of 4 years split. So
yeah. And her voice is not there anymore either. You know, she had lung cancer, never smoked a day in her life, and her vocal cords got messed up, and she can't even yell anymore. I mean, that was half her fun. So yeah, New Year's Eve, the night before New Year's, we had, in a way, I'm envious of your Christmas because it really is something spectacular with kids. I go see the kids. Tabitha's my little sister from the Big Sisters program from years and years ago, but we've stayed chosen family, and her kids are 10 and 7 now.
Wow.
So, you know, I had that wonderful experience with them, but it's just not the same as being there on Christmas morning. So the night before New Year's, our neighbors, Carol and Bill, came over and we did edibles and we didn't do edibles.
Excuse me? You mean appetizers?
Appetizers. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeesh. And got our butts kicked at euchre, you know, so that was nice. And it was just quiet. It was just us on Christmas Eve. And, you know, I got a really small turkey this year because I had too many leftovers the year before for Christmas. And this year I didn't have enough.
Oh, darn.
So I've really got to work on my turkey game. Turned out great, though. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Derek was really listening to you this year because last year I sabotaged my Christmas. I just kind of put things in a cart on Amazon, and Rob knew exactly what I wanted, and I ruined my Christmas, really. But we were just trying to get back into Christmas, and that was sort of a first step and a misstep. But this year, boy, he paid attention too. I got all kinds of things that I remember mentioning at some time. He even researched with my sisters. He asked Brooke about a perfume, and the thing that I got that came through my sisters was the Braun, I don't even know what.
Hair removal.
Yeah, I thought this thing was like a razor, Lisa, but it turns out it's like one of those little push mowers that you see, and it's tweezers. And you turn it on, and it plucking hurts is what it does.
Whips the hair out?
Yes. So it's supposed to be great for your face. Okay, and it is. And we all have those facial hairs that crop up. And then I thought, well, I'm going to try it down around the bikini area. And of course, they give you a little pen-shaped one that actually is a shaver. It's just a micro shaver. But no, Aaron had to go to town with the mower. And no, that sounds like I've got 10 years worth of a field that hasn't been plowed. But no.
You need my edibles for that. Yeah.
I would. And no, it's just, you know, the regrowth after shaving and stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to try this along the bikini line. Well, mother of pearl, did that ever hurt? And then it looked like I poured lava on the tops of my legs. But you know what? That hair is gone now. And once I figured out it was just automatic tweezers, they're just tweezing. Then I put my mind over the pain and went, well, this is great. Let's do it. And so I did.
So I'm picturing something like an egg beater that just rips them out like wax.
Kind of, but what it is it's a little roller that has a series of little metal V's on it. And somehow these V's all align to become tweezers when they come in contact with your skin. And there's a reason these things are so popular. But when I mentioned it to our daughter-in-law, she said, you didn't use that down there, did you? And I went, yeah, I did, you know? Oh, my goodness. It's a weapon of torture, but it works on the legs, works on everything. So, yeah, you're going to see an unhairy me when we meet up at the pool in a couple of weeks, which is Gosh, it's less than a couple of weeks now to our Facebook Live event. That's exciting.
I have to just backtrack for 1 second.
Sure, go.
When I was at 680 News 100 years ago, I was the supplier of something called No Scream Cream for bikini waxing. And I would buy it in bulk from Amazon and then give some to writer Christy Springstead and some to one of our reporters and some to other people for this waxing, this No Scream Cream. And I get no, I mean, I'm just mentioning it because I know it works.
Yeah.
Might really, you just rub it on and it's a little bit numbing for before you torture your legs.
Oh, so it's got to be lidocaine.
I have no idea, but it works. So
I'm writing it down. No Scream Cream. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Where Aaron will do this live. No, I'm kidding.
I'm bringing it. I might as well show it.
Right. It's coming up on Monday, January 15th, Eastern Time in Ontario. It's going to be at 6 p.m. We're going to be in a different time zone, but it's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, January 15th. And we will be live on Facebook taking questions, comments, suggestions, whatever it is you want to talk about. You want to hear a story about something, hear us expand on something we talked about before, whatever it is. And we're going to be together. So it will be kind of neat. I'm actually thinking I might wear my caftan, Erin, because, Palm Springs, Palm Desert, the old, Hollywood getaway. And I'm thinking a caftan might be appropriate.
Well, you can wear whatever you want. Come as you wish. And it'll be a wonderful chance to get together and to see the faces of people who have been commenting on our Gracefully and Frankly page. And of course, that's how you sign up on our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page, just so we know you're coming, and we're really excited.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. The event is right there on the page, and you can even just say interested or coming or whatever, and that's where you'll find it, the date of the Facebook Live, Monday, January 15th, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Well, from excess hair to peach fuzz or fuzzy peach. No, peach fuzz. It is peach fuzz because I was corrected by the woman herself at Pantone who helps choose this every year, Lee Eisman out of the States. She's written up everywhere from Wall Street Journal to the Knitting News because it seems like every year everybody wants to know what is going to be the color of the new year. And in case you missed it, for 2024, it's peach fuzz. And I had a long chat with Lee, but maybe, Lisa, you can explain what Pantone thinks peach fuzz should bring out in us in this year.
It's not as bad as it sounds because I think right away you say peach and I think, oh, that's going to be ugly. But it's supposed to be, it's like a velvety, gentle peach. And it's got a spirit, they say, that enriches mind, body, and heart, a warm and cozy shade, highlighting our desire for togetherness with others and the feelings this creates. As you're transported back to the No, you're not. It's a different peach. And, they come up with all this flowery language about it, but it's supposed to be evoking a warm feeling, heightening our relationship between taste, sight, touch, and scent, and caring and sharing and loving. And really, it's a color, but it's not your typical peach. When I think peach, I think of my parents' living room from the 1980s. And this is softer and kind of creamier, isn't it?
I think that it is. And if you go to Pantone's website, they have, of course, as we were reminded, it's a paint chip. You don't have to take the one. You can take a different shade of it. But how does this come into your life? Okay, first off, I went to a thrift store to try and find something peach because I wasn't going to just dive in for this video podcast I was doing with Lee Eisman for the Canadian Real Estate Association, our first of 2024. So I got my nails done in that peach. I went and I bought a scarf, $3, but I'm taking it back because it's not my color. Peach was never my color.
Yeah.
You remember back when we had our seasons done, Lisa? Remember those?
Yes.
What season are you?
I'm winter, so peach is definitely not for me. What about you?
I think I'm fall. I don't know. I've forgotten all of that and those weekender parties and all that. But The point is that peach is not in a lot of our wardrobes, especially at this time of year. So here's how peach gets integrated into your life. And I've actually started thinking about this because, as you know, in our home, we have a lot of, I'm into aqua, turquoise. Some call it teal, but I lean far more toward turquoise. Just those little tiny splashes of color, whether they're in, kitchen tools or pillows or whatever, just to brighten up what can be a gray atmosphere in the Pacific Northwest. So what goes with that color is a bit of peach, just a tiny splash of peach. And what she is suggesting, especially for home buyers or home sellers, you don't have to go all out and paint the inside of the house peach. You can do one wall or get a rug. And right away, somebody walks in the house and goes, oh, okay, I see a little bit of peach in that. And it evokes, supposedly, these feelings. So, yeah, you can do it without going whole hog.
Right. And that's the danger is if you suddenly did your kitchen cupboards in it or something and then decide you don't like it. But, it's reminding me of house hunting in Toronto where everything I went into in one neighborhood was pink.
Oh.
And people thought, oh, pink is in. It's like, let's just splash it everywhere. But I actually don't mind this peach because it doesn't seem like peach. So, yeah, it's just a pretty color. And it would be nice with a little bit of gray or a little bit of beige or something like that.
It's interesting how they come up with the color, Lisa, because they have this massive think tank and they start way early in the year. It doesn't just start like December. They go, oh, okay, we better pick a color for the year. Pantone has been doing this since the turn of the most recent century when people came to them and said, okay, what's going to be the color? And they went with Millennium Blue. So I asked her, I said, do colors have a life cycle, like shoulder pads or things in fashion? And she said, yes, but you don't want to go back to a particular color. Like we won't be seeing the harvest gold or the avocado and stuff that we saw in appliances, God help us, in the 1960s and 70s.
Yeah.
But you will see a return to like a lime green or a bright green or an avocado green as a bit of an accent because people are focusing now on the ecology and the earth. So green comes back in there. The psychology of color is so interesting. Like if you're looking at a house and you say to your realtor, oh, I couldn't do that. The house had a red door. Okay. Why do you have that association? Well, our mean neighbor in the 1980s had a red door and blah, 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 blah. So there is such a thread through our memories of color, and they can be positive or they can be negative. And we need to look at that as to why colors trigger us and how we can get through that if we want to.
Right. Interesting, because I hadn't thought about peach in any form for I don't know how long. And when I think about the curtains my mother had made, for example, that were true peach, I think of them now and it makes me smile. Of course, anything when your parents are gone makes you smile when you remember them, right? It's like it's a warm memory.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky, that's right. But I could see using a little bit of this color in my house, and I've become a blue person. I never used to like blues, and now I'm all about blues. So I don't know what that's about either. But
I do.
What?
Because you live near the water.
Is it? Interesting. You know what? That makes sense because that makes perfect sense. I started looking at blues because we were thinking, okay, this house should have a little bit of a beach feel.
Mm-hmm.
You're so smart, Erin Davis.
I listen occasionally. I try and pay attention to people I talk to, including you.
Occasionally. All right, we have a new year, and I don't make resolutions because I don't think they stick, whether that's me or the resolution. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I did say publicly, Erin, that I will take a month off social media coming up sometime this year. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do it now because I said I would. And I think part of it has to do with how many apps I have on my smartphone. And that's what's keeping me on social media too long. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, here's what I did. And it's hard to even talk about because I'm ashamed of myself.
Oh.
But confession good for the soul. I was so furious with Elon Musk and all the anti-Semitism in 2023 and everything that he had done to devalue Twitter this platform that I really enjoyed and much of the world did, that I said, that's it. I'm no longer on Twitter. And then you and I started to see that our numbers of listeners on Gracefully and Frankly dropped off a little bit. And I went, uh-oh, I'm not promoting our show on Twitter. People who don't subscribe or haven't subscribed are letting it out of sight, out of mind. So I'm hurting us by my moral decision. So what I do now is on X, and I know it's X, is I only post things that help us and don't help Musk. I'm not putting out my pithy thoughts or quotes or whatever. I know it's not that valuable, but I'm not adding to his content. I'm helping ours. So that's what I decided to do. Taking a stand on social media is very difficult. And you're not going to do it till after our Facebook Live.
Right.
Maybe try February, Lisa, because it's the shortest month, although we do get an extra day this year.
That's true.
I don't know. It's for your mental health, and that's what matters most, right?
Right. And you know what? I support you taking a stand where you feel you need to take one. I do. I also do understand that people who don't subscribe to the podcast might forget about it if they don't see that link. But for me, I check it like even when I don't need to. I feel like I entertain myself too much. And it's funny, I said that to Derek. He has so much trouble sleeping. And I said, why don't you try not constantly entertaining yourself? You know, because he gets up and he'll look at his phone, he'll grab his Kobo, he'll do whatever. And he's always got something on the go. And then I thought, physician, heal thyself.
Right.
I'm doing the same thing. We're watching something on TV and he'll say, oop, got to go to the bathroom, whatever. I pause it and I immediately grab my phone. Why can't I just be a person for 30 seconds or however long it takes, you know?
I think I have an answer to that too.
Go.
Okay. It's because we lived our lives having to know the latest news, and that doesn't leave you.
Right.
You could be the first to find out someone famous has died, or there's been an earthquake somewhere, or whatever. And yes, we're not going to immediately run to the newsroom and grab a microphone and do a this just in, but you may pass it along to people who need to know it. And Lisa, I think that need to inform and be informed never leaves you.
I think you're right, but I've narrowed it down to such a degree. Like, we don't watch TV news at all. I have my radio news on the Amazon Echo, and it's very curated. And I only subscribe to a couple of newsletters that I really trust. I don't go looking for news, but I do go looking for just breaking news. So I guess I do look for the headline, but I don't always necessarily go behind it. And again, that's what social media does best, right? These little bite-sized things are doing me no good whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm not a newscaster. I'm not doing any of that anymore. I don't need it. I don't need to know how many people liked a picture of my cat sniffing out the window because the neighbors were barbecuing a steak in December. You know.
And this addiction, and I'm not saying you have it because that's not my place to diagnose, but you came across a story that smartphone addiction is more prevalent in women than men. Is that a surprise, do you think, Lisa?
It kind of is to me. The people that I know who seem to be really attached to their phones are more men than women. But that's just anecdotal. That's not a study. So this study was actually published in the International Journal of Mental Health and Addiction late last year. And, you know, it involved more than 50,000 people aged 18 to 90 in 195 countries. And the most consistent findings show that women scored higher than men in problematic smartphone use.
So what's problematic?
Problematic is their own assessment of, you know, whether it's a problem, whether it's getting into their personal lives, whether it's taking away from other things, like when their husband goes to pee, do they have to play a game? You know, that's what I would say.
Oh, gee. Okay. That's really interesting. So you are you're not going cold turkey, but you're going to ease yourself off it.
Yeah, I'm going to go cold turkey for 1 month, only on social media.
All right.
I don't think the phone is the problem. I think the social media apps are the problem. I think having really quick access to them is the problem.
So you will let us know in future episodes when that starts, and then we'll do a how it went at the end of it, okay?
Okay, yeah. You'll notice because you won't see me anywhere or my cat.
I know where to find you. That's okay.
Yeah.
As we head out after our first episode of the new year, why don't you tell us what else heads out in 2024 and what's in?
Younger women have apparently decided leggings are out.
Oh.
And they're making fun of women who wear. I must have 3 dozen or more pair of leggings. I love them. I think that the key, I'm going to say this and don't want to embarrass anybody, but I think you got to have a top that covers your bum.
Yeah, they were never meant to be tights, like leotards, what we used to call.
Right.
They were just meant to be something that covered your legs like tights, I think. Anyway, that's just me.
All right.
Okay.
So apparently what's in now are these split bottom hem.
Yoga pants that you could wear boots with, basically.
Okay, so do we even really care? If we have a closet full of leggings, do we care that much?
No.
I really don't.
No, I'm not lining up outside a club watching Kylie Jenner walk in past me and going, oh no, they didn't let me in because of my leggings, because I'm in bed by then.
That's
so,
right.
Goodbye, Kylie. I wouldn't know you from a Jonas brother, but goodbye.
So the Washington Post used an AI program, an artificial intelligence program, and asked it to tell the world what's in and what's out for 2024. All AI does at this point is plagiarize from the internet. So it's gone and grabbed the most mentions and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, out in 2024, pregnancy announcements. In baby reveals. Now, I don't know what the difference is. You show up with the baby and go, aha, look at it.
You didn't know I was pregnant and neither did I.
That's right, because I was wearing leggings. No.
That's right.
Out energy healers. Sorry.
Oh, I love Reiki. That'll never be out. Okay.
Exactly. And in psychic therapists. Well, you can imagine how much I think of that.
Yes.
So,
okay.
I say energy healers are in and always will be.
Out
the Roman Empire, in the Mayan Empire.
Yay. I don't know. I'm not taking a team here.
Out curvy couches, in curvy kitchens.
Ooh.
I don't have room for a curvy kitchen. Everything's straight lines. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, just let Derek at it with his table saw.
Okay, all right. I love this one. Out air tagging your car. Back in the club.
Oh, okay. Yeah, going old school to prevent car theft. Yeah,
so
I get that.
It's got a whole new life. This one's good too. Out is gentle parenting, and in benign neglect.
Oh, that sounds awful. Benign neglect. What the ever living is that?
So Jennifer Garner, the ex-wife of Ben Affleck, of course, and the actress in her own right, she does not need to be mentioned in conjunction with an ex-husband. But anyway.
Yeah, but you're just giving context, Lisa.
Right.
We get it.
Okay, so she said that she sort of has a bit of a hands-off approach to her kids now. They're somewhere around the ages of 13 and up. And she says she loves watching the way they're developing, and so she's having her own life. And she says it's good for them to see that she has a life, which I agree with, and a little benign neglect never hurt anybody. And so this has become a thing. Like Gwyneth Paltrow's conscious uncoupling, you know how that became a thing. So
benign neglect. Well, that flies in the face of the drone and helicopter parenting that we have seen build up so much.
Right.
You know, and COVID played a role in that. Wow, that is really interesting. We'll wait and see what 2024 brings.
One more for you. Of course, out is war and in is peace.
Amen to that, sister.
Yeah.
And out is us. Us? We're out of here.
Out is us.
Yeah, that's right. And you see how well we've done it letting grammar go? From the beginning of the podcast to the end of the podcast, our grammar's gone all to hell. So,
Grammar? Yeah. Grammar's here? Yeah. Grammar. Come on in.
I missed you, grammar. Come on in, Meemaw. Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
We will talk to you next week. And do not forget to go to our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page and join us. We are going to be live on January what date, Lisa?
15th.
Thank you. On
January the 15th, it's a Monday.
Okay, thank you. It's been Blur's Day for so long, I don't even know what year. Well, I do know what year it is, and we're so glad you're starting it with us, episode 53. Thank you to you, to Envy Pillow, our girls, Kathy and Kim, and to Michael Bentley at Sierra Sil. Lisa, I will talk to you next week if you haven't given up this.
No way. Talk to you then.
Okay, good.
Bye-bye.